Hey, everybody. Welcome to Greek Week. So excited to be here with everybody. Got a lot of cool stuff lined up this week. I'm sure you've seen all the posts about it, all the videos. Thanks to our great marketing team and our team at Excite. Super excited to show you everything Greece has to offer. Tonight, it's Tuesday, and so we do have our live tour Tuesday after this at 7:30. But this one is a webinar-based tour talk. So it's going to be in-depth Greece brochure 2026. We're also going to make a Greek salad together, so I'm sure you'll love that. And then hopefully be able to answer some frequently asked questions. If you can, I'm going to go put up my computer so I can see also what everybody's questions are. But if you have questions, type them in the chat. That way we can see what's going on here. Let's see how this goes. Okay, maybe we can do this. Okay. Cool. Okay, we can. All right, great. So now I'll be able to read the comments. If you're in the area, put the comments in the chat. We can see those for everybody. I did share the link for Greek Week for the Greece brochure. So let's do it again. Multi-day. You can find this brochure on our website, samatravel.com. Let's see here. Oh, too far. There she is. Copy. Okay, I'm going to post the comment again. So there you go. So that is in the comments for you, so you can follow along the brochure. Okay, so Greece. Greece really came about because Anna with Trippin, her company, she put together our Spain tour, and we loved what she did for Spain. And she was like, "Hey, I do the I live in Greece. I live in Athens, and we do Greece. That's our main destination. And would you like to do Greece?" And I was like, "Wow, it would be great." Again, it really wasn't on my bucket list. I mean, of course, I want to go everywhere, so every place is. But I was like, "Yes, this would be great." She's like, "It's going to be amazing." And so I sort of told her what we were looking for, what we normally do, and we already did Spain, so we wanted something similar to that. We wanted small groups. We wanted amazing food, great destinations, some off the beaten path things that you would be able to see with a normal group, a big tour group. And so, or if you came by yourself. And so she said, "Okay, let's do it." And so this will be our 4th time to Greece in 2026. So we have a tried and true itinerary. Anna, who will be your local guide, she will join the group in Athens and take you through that the entire trip. And then we also have a local guide going this year, also, of course, from Excite. So they'll be able to join you. And that is going to be, I got to see who that is. Let's see who this is. Let's see. The Greek guide for 2026, I don't miss, is Jama. Yes. So Jama will be your guide for Greece 2026. And like I said, absolutely fantastic. I have been on the tour twice myself, and I've got to take several of my friends and family members on that trip as well on both times that I've went. Alyssa has also gone, and Paige May went last year. So lots of people out there with experience. Okay, so this is the brochure. It's Greece 2026, Food, Wine, Relaxation. This tour is really the epitome of what Excite does. It is a tour and a vacation. So you're going to have time to do the planned activities that we have. You're going to have some options to add on. And that way you can create your own itinerary and for whatever pace that you're ready for. So if you're ready really more for like beach time, downtime, you can do that. If you're more into like activities and go, you can fill the tour with that as well with all the activities. So you can find all the information in here, the brochure. You can download it online. You can also book online. All the brochures come with an order form. So you want to check out that and then all the descriptions. And then in here, it has all kinds of cool pictures that we've taken. And then the descriptions of every day. Okay. With this, all the fly-in tours for 2026, the airfare is included. So when you look at the price, double occupancy, single occupancy, that includes airfare. And that includes airfare to and from Athens. That includes your airfare from Athens to Crete, and it includes your ferry ride from Crete to Santorini, and then your airfare again from Santorini to Athens. So it includes all transportation, of course, the coach while we're there, the buses and everything. So this departs on May 23rd. Usually it's a mid-afternoon, midday, mid-afternoon flight. And so you will fly to some connecting city, whether it's Chicago or Newark, and then you will then have a layover and then fly overnight to Athens. Flights about 8.5 hours, 8.5, 9 hours, depending on if you're Chicago or New York. Kind of shave off some of that time if you are in New York. And we can certainly book you out of any city that you want. So if you're whether you're in Omaha, Sioux Falls, Denver, Des Moines, Kansas City, Chicago, Oklahoma City, Topeka, wherever, we can book your flights for you. So you just gotta let us know what city you want to fly out of. And ultimately, we try to get you. We want to get you to Greece at the same time, so you will probably connect in the same city. So if you're leaving from all these different cities, you'll probably connect in Chicago or in New York or in Atlanta, and then fly over to Athens that way. If you wanted to add on the pre and post tours, we can do that. We can also help you. Like, we'll definitely coordinate you getting to the group. So basically, all you're going to have to do is sign up, and that's it, and show up. That's it. We'll take care of the rest for you. So day one's your overnight flight. So you're gonna fly overnight to Greece, and the next day you get to Athens. Athens is a big airport, and you'll go with your Excite guide through customs, which is very simple. And then you'll meet Anna, who will be waiting for you by baggage claim. You'll grab your luggage, and then you'll walk it to the coach. Your motor coach will be waiting for you, all air conditioned because it'll be nice and warm when you get to Athens. Temperatures range, high 70s to low 90s, upper 80s this time of year. This is the best time to go because it's a fringe season, so it's right before busy season in summertime, but it's warm to do everything that we want to do. So, and the water's warm. So that's May 24th. So when we get there, we're going to start right away with the city tour. And then we will try to check into our hotel a little early for you to get you all acclimated. And then we don't want you to go to bed. We want you to stay up, stick it out, which you'll be so adrenaline rushed that you won't want to go to bed. So um, you'll be excited about it. And then you're going to go to a fantastic dinner at an agora. An agora is a marketplace, and it's a modern agora, so it's got a really cool vibe. And then we have a private dinner that sits up above the agora, so you're overlooking the agora just for our group. And the menu is everything. So every kind of Greek food you can think of, you're probably going to have. And what you'll learn very quickly in Europe and in Greece too is that things move at a slower pace. You're there to enjoy. With the restaurant here, it's like take your order. What do you want to drink? What's your appetizer? What's your meal? Okay, get out. It's not that way in Greece. We want you to relax, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the food, tell stories, get to know people, get to know your neighbors. If you're going with friends, it's just reconnecting, right? Going with family, reconnecting. And this is an amazing opportunity, and you'll be hungry by this time. And so you will not be hungry on this trip. I tell you, this is just so much epic food. It's crazy. And then after that, you'll be your first, night's sleep there in Athens. We stay at a hotel by the what do you call that? The Plaka. And the Plaka is the area that surrounds the Acropolis. So if you think of Athens and the Parthenon and the Acropolis that it sits on, the Plaka is right around it. It's got all the shops and restaurants, and we stay right there. So you couldn't get any better place. Okay, then the next day you're going to discover the Acropolis, and we go in the morning. Anna will be our guide again. We could have an Acropolis and Parthenon guide also, just depends. And so we will go to the Parthenon in the morning because it's cooler and before the crowds really get going, because the cruise ships might be coming in, they get it a little later. And also when we go there, when we were walking, but we walk up like a slanted path kind of all the way, so it's not very steep, and then stop along the way and then hear about this amazing place and who built it and why it's there. There are steps to get up there, so you'll definitely walk up some slick, like white marble steps to get up there. And then when you're up there, you'll hear a little bit about the Acropolis, but by then you'll have known the story, and then you'll have some time to explore on your own, and it's really magnificent. What I found very interesting about the Acropolis and the Parthenon in particular is that it's purposely half being remodeled, half not. So there's two conflicting parties when it comes to what to do with the Parthenon. And half the people want it to be restored so people could see what it looked like back, when the Greeks were building it. and half of it think it should stay as it is. And so the compromise is we'll redo half. And so you'll see people working on it up there. It's really kind of fun. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Brian, good to see you. Hey, Karen Johnson, thanks for being here tonight. Great to see you on the live. And then, okay, so once you're with the Acropolis, then you'll come back to the city and you'll have some time to change. And then you will do a dinner at a private rooftop where you're overlooking the Acropolis, and it will be dark at the end of dinner. So you'll see it all lit up at night. It's absolutely spectacular, beautiful. With everything we do has Greek wine involved. So you'll be able to have red wine, white wine. They have other drinks as well, but all the wine is included with the entire tour. So you will love it. It's great. And then you'll be able to rest at the hotel. Today on day 4 you have options, so this is where your options start to come in. So day 4, you can choose to go to Delphi. Delphi is really the cradle of Western civilization. That is when you think of the stories that come from Delphi and the epics, tales that are told about it, where they go to see the goddesses who will tell them good luck, bad luck, what to do in certain situations. This is the place. And so you don't have to do it. It is quite a jaunt, from Athens. It's a whole entire day. You will leave at maybe 8 in the morning and you'll be back about 8 at night. It's a whole day experience, but I would not miss it. So once you go up there, the bus will take us up there, and then you will visit the Acropolis site. Delphi, the Delphi site. And to walk around those ruins and hear the stories and go to the museum about how old that is and what happened there is it's sort of surreal, really. I mean, you're going to walk amongst the ruins, and it's just truly magnificent what they have preserved there. And then from there, you will take the bus through, because you'll be in the mountains. Delphi's in the mountains, and you'll take you to a mountain town, which are full of ski resorts, but it will be summer, so there won't be any skiers there. So what we do is we actually get to go out into like a town square. It's more of a circle. And the hotel that's on the edge of the mountain right there brings their kitchen out into the town's circle. And then we get to help them prepare a traditional Greek wedding dinner. And then once you're cooking the dinner with the locals, hands-on cooking, enjoying wine, talking, there's music. And then as you turn to the right, it is the mountains of Greece. I mean, it's just absolutely spectacular. You can see Delphi down the hill. And then you get to, of course, eat the meal that we make together. So it is just a truly unforgettable day, and it's just part of the beginning of the tour. So, and then you're back to Athens for the evening, and then dinner is on your own that night. Typically, our guides go out and they'll invite people to say, "Hey, if you're not sure what to do, come do this." Also, Athens is very walkable, and people typically went out and did things on their own. You'll also be able to do a raki tasting. And Uzo, we'll do that on Thursday. Talk more about that, but you can do it there. We're going to do it at one of the oldest Uzo distilleries in the world there in Athens. And that's a really fun experience if you've never had that. Hi, Taylor. Hey, Susan. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate you being on. Okay, so that's day 4. The other options you could do a food tour, walking food tour of Athens, which is truly amazing. And you visit some agoras. You're going to have a great Greek lunch, learn more about city life and city culture and what made Athens so spectacular and what made it, like, how democracy worked, right? That's really what we got from the Greeks, a big thing we got from the Greeks. We got a lot from the Greeks. You'll be amazed how many things are of Greek origin. Absolutely cool. And then you can meet the group later that evening. Or you can do nothing. You don't have to do anything like that. You could do your own excursions. You could, just hang out at the gorgeous hotel. You could go shopping on the Plaka. But that will be your time to do those things. Okay, day 5. This is when you're going to catch a flight. So we'll head back to the Athens airport and we'll catch a flight to Crete. Crete is the largest of the Greek islands. There are over 6,000 Greek islands. I mean, some of them are very tiny, but there are lots of them. And Crete is the largest. And so we will fly to Ania. It's Crete. It's spelled Chania. So you think it's like Kanya or Chania, but it's Ania. It's pronounced Ania. And when you land there, it's a very small airport. Its security is very easy. Just breeze right through. And then a new charter bus will pick us up and take us to our hotel area. We'll drop our bags off. And then you'll be able to go on a city tour with Anna of Ania. And Anya is a port city, and it's got Venetian scent. It's got like what I'm trying to think of here, Middle Eastern cultural vibes in it as well. It's got Western vibes. It's the melting pot because Crete was taken over so many times by different mm, countries and nation states throughout the different wars throughout history, and so it has a lot of different influences. But it's absolutely beautiful. The actual old town port city itself is just spectacular, and so you'll get some bearings there. And then that night you are going to go to a local winery, and supposedly this is where one of the oldest trees, the oldest or one of the oldest olive trees in the world is. And we have the whole winery to ourselves, and they bring out their wine. They'll talk to us about the wine and then our have a whole dinner there and all the wine you want. I mean, when we were there, we were learning all about the Greek wine and had an amazing meal. And then they just said, whatever wine you want, just let us know. We'll just keep bringing it out once you run out of all the bottles on the table. I don't, we got close to finishing all the bottles. There were probably like 20 bottles of wine on the table. I don't know. It was 20, 25 bottles of wine. It was crazy. It was super fun. Anna taught us how to do some Greek dances. I'm sure there's some videos out there of it. I know there's one posted. They'll be posting tomorrow about that. That's really fun. It was just an absolute blast of a night. And it's just a truly unique experience to have that winery to ourselves. It's very cool. And then you go to sleep. Okay, so then the next day, day 6, Anya invites you to enjoy your day at your own pace, whether you're wandering its lively market, savoring local cuisine, or soaking in the relaxed atmosphere. Or you should do the optional excursion today to Ballos Beach. So we've done Ballos Beach every time we've done this. Ballos Beach is one of the most famous beaches in the world. Oh, you can't hear? Can everybody else not getting any sound? Oh, goodness. Okay, well, let's see. Can you hear me now? Does that work? Did it have sound for everybody else? Can you let me know? Brian, did it have sound for you? Should have sound. Just want to make sure the sound works. So, Taylor, does it have sound? Can you hear me chatting? Mark, can you guys hear me? Yep. Okay, good. Okay. Susan, you might just have the sound on mute. So, okay. Whew, good. Okay. So Ballas Beach. So we have hiked to it. If you were on that tour, you know what I'm talking about. We're never doing that again. And then we took a big boat cruise to it, and which was fine, but it wasn't as intimate as everything else on the tour is, and so it felt a little out of place. The beach is still amazing, but it wasn't exactly what we pictured. Still a blast. So don't get me wrong, it was still a blast, and we didn't have to hike to it, so that was great. But then the next time we took a private boat tour, and that worked out better. And so that's what we're going to do this time. So we'll have our own boat that we'll sail to, and we'll visit an island first with a castle, a fortified castle fort on it, where you can hike up to the top of it and see it before you get to Ballos Beach. And then we'll take the boat to Ballos. Ballos is famous for the absolutely crystal clear blue water. It's waist deep in most parts, or shallower. It's very warm, and so you can see the little fish swimming everywhere, the colorful fish. They have a little bar that's there. You can bring your own stuff on shore, and just to be able to like sit in that water in Greece in that white sand is just truly spectacular, and you just soak it in, and it's just so amazing. Can't describe how cool the feeling is to be just in that space at that time, but hopefully you go on the trip and you get to experience that. Okay, so that is halfway through the trip. So what I want to do is I want to show you how to make the Greek salad here quick, and then we'll finish up with the itinerary. And so Greek salads. Did you know that a Greek salad actually is not an ancient salad? So this is something that came around in the 60s, really when it actually came around in the 1800s is really when this kind of salad came together, and it's called the village salad, and it's because villagers put whatever they had together to make a salad, and that could have been sun-dried tomatoes, cucumbers, green peppers, which we have here, tomatoes. And so, what made it popular was when Greece became a popular tourist destination in the 1960s, and then through marketing and all the tavernas, offering it to their guests, it became famous. And so, we're going to make one because they are absolutely delicious. Whether they were from ancient Greece or not, doesn't matter. Because they didn't have cucumbers or green peppers in ancient Greece. So this wouldn't have existed. You need a couple things. It's relatively simple. It's great for summer. I know we're in winter time, but it's still delicious no matter what time of season it is. And you'll see variations online. This is like the most traditional way to make this Greek salad. So the first thing we're going to start off with is the dressing. So I have a bowl here. The base is olive oil. This is actually charisma. This is olive oil from Greece that you will visit if you go to Greece. And Anna sent this back to me from the trip to Greece last year, and I'm almost out of it now. So I'll have to get some more organic olive oil from Greece. So we're going to add on our Greek olive oil. It's a fourth of a cup. And then we need 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. All these things are super easy to find at like your Baker's, Walmart. All of this, nothing is really crazy. If you have a preference on a flavor of profile of something, then do that. You can also probably find them on Amazon. So there is 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Okay, and then we have our garlic. I'm gonna grab a spoon out of here. I'm cheating. It says a garlic clove. Minced. Well, if you just get the spice roll garlic, it works even better. You don't have to get your fingers all nasty. So we'll just put in that much. Can't have too much garlic. So there you go. Okay, so that's our garlic. And then what do we got here? A dried oregano. Let's see, is it open? It's a fresh one. Oh, it's a fresh one. Great. Okay, we have a fourth of a teaspoon of dried oregano. Again, it's a salad. It doesn't matter. If you like more, put more in. If you don't. Easy. Doesn't have to be exact. Okay, then we have a fourth of a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. That is right here. I'll get a new spoon. Otherwise, we're going to cross-contaminate here. There we go. Again, however much you want. I like Dijon mustard, so we're going to put more in. And then you have got sea salt here. So we'll put some sea salt in. It says a fourth of a teaspoon. I have like bad allergies, so I think that most food is dull. So I like a lot of salt. If you don't like as much salt, don't put as much in. And then cracked black pepper. I saw these like grinders on TikTok, and I had to have them. This guy was grilling with them all the time, and I think they're pretty cool. And they're heavy. They're heavy. Okay, so there's that. So then we will whisk it all together. So here's this. It's supposed to be a light, refreshing, salty, could be a whole meal. I mean, I don't know. I can't even count how many Greek salads I had when I was there. Okay, so there's our dressing. Okay, and then for the Greek salad, I already started, so it wouldn't take forever. You're going to need an English cucumber. So I have that here. And then you cut it in half. And then some people core the middle. I don't think the seeds in these anyway make any difference. So I kept them in. Again, if you prefer not to, don't take them out. I've seen them cut the vegetables up a million different ways. So whatever you find easiest to eat is probably the best way to cut them up. So I'm doing these in just halves. So we're just going to have them and make these. These are about probably a fourth of an inch wide. And this is a suggestion. So it's 1 English cucumber, 1 green pepper, and then we've got like your tomatoes. It's however much you want. If you're more of a cucumber fan and less of a green pepper fan, don't put as many green peppers in. It's super easy. Again, this was made for villagers, just throwing together whatever they have. So, okay. And we'll do this one quickly. Rough chops are fine, just as long as they're bite-sized. There we go. Okay. So there is the cucumber. Okay, then we've got our green pepper here. So I've already cut these into little strips. I saw this a lot, the big strips like this. And so you could do it this way. I'm going to cut these in half because the other vegetables are smaller. So you're going to try to eat this with a fork, and you're going to have all these different sizes of pieces of vegetable, and you don't want that. So let's take the ones we already have, and we're just going to cut these in half. There we go. And when you're cutting your green peppers, I cut mine in half. I wash it first. Cut mine in half. Try to get a little bit of this membrane out of there like that. Cut your knife in there like this. Get the back membrane. Come around the front. Cut that out like that. And then you could just take it out and put it in the sink. Okay, and then I find that if you should cut your green pepper like with the inside facing you, because the outside is really slippery, and so it's really easy to slip and get different sizes. So just do it in the inside, and again, it's just rough. Just try to keep the pieces the same width. Okay, so there they are, and then we cut those ones in half. So we'll just cut these in half. Great. Okay, so now we have our cucumbers, we have our green peppers. Okay, and then we have our tomatoes. So you can keep them whole like this if you would like. They're similar size to this, so that would work. You can also cut them in half. That works too. So maybe we'll just cut a few in half. We'll just see. Cards on the table. I am not a tomato fan. I love ketchup. I love spaghetti sauce. I don't love tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes, like, ugh. So for me, I always ate around them because I love everything else, and I think they do add a great color to the salad. And I think most people love tomatoes. I'm just weird like that, so I don't like them. But I will put them in for you guys. Alyssa's on. Good to see you, Alyssa. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for the comments, guys. Alyssa was on the tour, not last year, the year before. Is that when we were there? She was there with me. Okay, so we've got some cherry tomatoes. Okay, and then we also have, super importantly, our feta cheese. You could buy the crumbles. That's fine. I think since we're doing Greek week, I would be a little more authentic. So I got real Greek feta from Greeks. And it comes in this big block. This is so awesome. And so a lot of times what you'll find is that this was served like all the salads went together, and they just cut a big slab of this in half, and that was it. And then they would just give it to you like that. And then you could break off as much as you wanted per piece. I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to cut ours up a little bit more because that was a lot. So again, whatever, I would make them a similar size to the pieces of vegetable that you have. So there's that. Okay. And this, and this, and this. Okay, there's our feta. And then the last thing that you have is red onion. I slice mine very thin because I think that this can be very strong. I mean, you can barely see it on the camera. I think that red onion is really strong. And so really be careful with this. You can always add, you can't take out. So be gentle. I think how much does it call for? It just says like as much as you want. So again, I'm not gonna cut anymore. This is what I'm gonna put in the salad. So I got my red onions there. And then olives, Greek olives. These are Clamato olives. These are so delicious and yummy, and they add such a great flavor to the salad. You can add as much or as little of them as you want. Okay, so we're gonna add in all of our ingredients. So I've got my big bowl here. Got tomatoes. Maybe we'll add in a little bit more because why not? We've got our green peppers. I love cucumbers, so they have a lot of cucumbers. There you go. Okay, and then we're gonna put our feta in. You can even crumble it up even more. I mean, feta is feta. You can't go wrong. It's just beautiful and delicious. I think it's a relatively mild flavor too compared to some cheeses. If you don't like goat cheese, you could still like feta because it's not that intense. It doesn't have like that kind of stinky taste to me anyway. Or like a blue cheese. It's not like that. It's different than that. And I love the texture. The texture just goes so well with this. It's great. Okay. Come on, let's go with the cheese. There's the cheese. Okay. Okay, so there's that. So wash our hands. My Greek towel. Just kidding. Okay, and then we've got do some clamatos, olives. Great, and then we've got our red onions here. So I'll just need a half. Okay, and then we will whisk up our dressing, and we will drizzle it over the top. And then we'll mix. And I mean that's how simple it is. I mean, we went slow because I was teaching everybody how to do this. But if you're at home, you can just put everything together. Uh, Great salad. Maybe you're having a Greek themed night. Maybe you have like a party. Can't go wrong with a Greek salad. Again, you can add in whatever you want. If you're on the island of Santorini, you will most likely find capers in here because they grow them there and they're very salty. And so if you wanted to add some salt, okay, so let's just do a little taste with the so good. Absolutely delicious. Mm, the just amount of salt too. I put more in than I thought I was going to, and you need it with the vegetables. All right, everybody. So there you have Greek salad. Absolutely delicious, super refreshing, very healthy for you. There you go. Okay, so back to the itinerary. We are on what a cooking show. I know, right? Um, okay, so we're on day 7. This morning, you're going to you're going to leave Crete, or you're going to leave Anya. You're still on the island of Crete, and you're going to drive to Heraklion. And Heraklion is on the other side of the island, and it is another port city. On the way, we have Anna, and we have found this amazing couple that does a cooking class for us on their organic farm. And their house is like on the property is like the gift shop also, and then their kitchen is all outside. It's a huge outside kitchen with a lattice over top of it. I'm trying to see if there's a picture of it on the brochure. I know there's stuff online about it. It's spectacular. The picture at the table, this is at that place. Okay. Okay, and then so you're gonna make a different Greek meal there with them. Hands-on. Again, food and wine are flowing all afternoon. It's so amazing to be in the Greek sun. There's tons of shade. There was like these swinging chairs where you could swing and relax in them. I know, like I think I fell asleep. I think Alyssa did. Oh, Kay's on. Hey, Kay, good to see you. Um, and then you'll make your way to Heraklion, and then check into your hotel and enjoy the evening in Heraklion. Again, another port city, absolutely stunning. It's a vibrant nightlife. There's bars, restaurants, shopping. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's such a fun place to be. So that'll be really great. Day 8 starts the day with a leisurely breakfast and perhaps a stroll along Heraklion's waterfront. Then you will go to a traditional olive mill. You're going to go to this one right here and learn the process of making organic olive oil and what it's like to have an olive oil business in 21st century Greece. And then you're going to have a lunch there. So they'll make lunch for you with their olive oil and everything, and it's amazing. And then that sort of, and then you're going to, because way to get there is a ways away. And so when you come back, you'll have the afternoon directly on free, unless you like to visit the Palace of Knossos. And the Palace of Knossos has some of the oldest paint and artwork left from that long ago, from the Minoans, and so it like in the world. So it is absolutely breathtaking to see. It's insane to see like they had toilets in their houses and like how those palaces worked, and how the technology and engineering worked in the Palace of Knossos. So truly worth it if you're into history, if you are into technology, even ancient technology like this, architecture, art history. It's an amazing stop. Everybody that's been to it has said it's been one of their favorite places. So highly suggest that. Again, lunch is included that day, and then the evening is yours to explore on your own. Again, a lot of times we get together and go out to eat as part of like the group, either as a whole or people kind of do their thing and meet in bigger groups. I remember one time we went to this restaurant on the water, and they said, "Hey, what do you want?" First of all, they brought out wine, and they started bringing out the Rocky, which is a really intense ouzo type of thing. And then they were like, what kind of fish do you want?" And I said, "What kind of fish you want?" He's like, "Okay, come with me." So I went back with him. I'm like, what are we doing? We went in the kitchen and he pulled out the drawers and said, "Which fish do you want?" That they had caught that day. Giant fish. And so I was like, "Oh boy, okay. Well, I'm not sure what any of these are, but great, we'll do that one." He's like, "Okay, take that one." So they cooked it for us, brought it the whole fish out, served it all up for us with all the different Greek sides that we had. And then we got to, they enjoyed our company there, and they just kept bringing the Rocky shots. And but before you know it, we were there for like 3.5 hours, laughing so hard, having the best time, and just had a great time at dinner with them. And it's a memory I'll never forget. So you never know what you're going to find when you're on the island of Crete. Okay, the morning of day 9, you're going to sail by ferry to Santorini. So this is it's a speedboat ferry. There are several ferries that go across from a lot of different places, but from Heraklion, we're taking the speedboat, and so it's one that cars can drive onto. So it's that kind of big. And when you go up to your seats, it's like airplane seats. They're bigger than that, but it's like an airplane setup up there. There's a lot of rows of seats, and so we'll put our luggage on, and then we will go find our seats. And then there is there's cafes on board, the bars on the board. You can go outside on the ship, you can stand up, you can walk around, you can sit in your chair and take a nap. It takes about 3 hours to get across to Santorini. So then when we get to Santorini, we'll go down and get our luggage, and then we'll get off on the pier, and then our charter bus will be waiting for us. And then you'll wind your way up the side of the crater, because Santorini sits on a crater, old crater of it's called a caldera of an ancient volcano. And so then we'll take the charter bus up. It's one of the craziest rides I've ever experienced in my life. I cannot believe that these buses do this all day, every day, but to make those turns like that and like not to hit anybody like coming down and going up, mind-boggling. But they've got it down because they do it every day. And then we'll go to a wine tasting right away in Santorini. And then you're going to check into your absolutely stunning beachside resort. Everybody's got an ocean view in their room. It's got a beautiful pools, a bar, restaurant right there. It's away from Thera, which is like the main big city, city part of the island, but not very far. I mean, you could Uber to it or taxi to it. They have that on Santorini. And so you'll just enjoy that experience there, and get to the hotel and do that. And that is at Akrotiri. And so that is our day getting there. Okay, and then once the next day, you have the option to do a hands-on cooking class. So if you will go to a restaurant and you will make this Greek meal with the chef, or you can just relax at the gorgeous resort, be it by the ocean. You could Uber over to Thera for the day or taxi, and we can arrange all of that for you. But what you don't want to miss is the private catamarans. And so what we do is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we will get on our private vans. They'll take us down to the port where the catamarans leave. These are giant catamarans. They're giant, but they only have 12 people. Well, they probably hold more than that, but we put about 12 people on each. So we have 2. And then you'll have a captain, a first mate, first officer, and like a kind of like another person that takes care of you on the boat. I don't know what they call him, hype man. And so they're with you the entire time, and the boats will cruise together because it's our group together. And you'll, I'm sure, have made friends with everybody on the tour by then, so you'll want to spend time with them. They'll put on whatever music you want, so everybody sort of like just adds their song to the playlist. It's all the beer, wine, and water that you want while on board. They'll always be around serving you, asking if you want something to drink. They have snacks all day, bringing sandwiches and vegetables and all these things throughout the day. You'll have 3 opportunities to jump off and swim or snorkel. You don't have to get off at all if you don't want to, but it is very fun. The water is usually crystal clear and amazing to swim in. 3 different kind of geographic locations too, so we get to see a lot of the island of Santorini. and the water that's around it. You're swimming in the caldera. That means the volcano is underneath. That's wild. And so you will get to do that. And then one of the turns you will turn and they'll make a big 6-course Greek meal for you. One of the things they will make for you is a Greek salad like we made here today. And then you'll have a chicken, a beef, like I think we had a fish, a different Greek sides. You'll have dessert. Of course, you have the wine and everything there. So you will be so full from that meal. And then you'll turn the corner one last time and you get to watch the sunset into the ocean. And you'll have Ia, which is the like really famous for the blue domes, up on your right hand side, then the ocean, and the sun sets into the ocean. And it's a moment that I would have every single day if I could. It's unforgettable. There's no place in the world like that. It's uncomparable. So that is one of my favorite things. It's so great. And then you'll take private vans back to our resort. And then the next day, we used to kind of do the catamaran the last day, but people were sort of like worn out from being on the catamaran all day in the sun and having all the drinks and all the food and everything. So we have one last day together. And so this is a day again where people went to Ia, they went to Fira, they had lunch at the resort, they stayed at the resort and swam, they went to the ocean. And then that evening, we have a private rooftop dinner in Santorini overlooking the caldera. And you'll see some of the pictures that we took here in the brochure. You can see the catamarans in the brochure, Dallas Beach, the different places we swam. The picture right here is when we actually took, that's from like a phone camera from Ia. Just great. And so you'll do a dinner that evening, and then that'll be your last night together as a group. And then the last day is your travel day. And so we will board a bus back to the airport on Santorini. We will fly usually by 8 a.m. to from Santorini to Athens. We'll get to Santorini to Athens at 9, and then our flight to America usually leaves at about noon. And so we'll get there and we will go all the way back to the U.S. If you extend, we'll work with you with that, and of course all that good stuff. So that is how the trip works. That is day by day, everything that goes on. So, like I said, this is the order form on the back. You will also get to see several optional excursions. So all the optional excursions we talked about, the Delphi walking tour of Anya, Balos Beach, Heraklion Crete visiting Knossos Palace, and the cooking lesson at Santorini, and then Akrotiri archaeological site. You can also visit that in Santorini. You can put that all on here. You can pick out what kind of seat you would like on the airplane. We try to get everybody the seat they would like. If you want to upgrade your airfare, like fly premium economy or business class, we can do that too. We would just deduct the airfare out of the price that we've published, and then let you book your own airfare. And you can upgrade those seats. And then you fill out the order form. You can mail it in. If you sign up before Sunday, it's $250 off per person, off the price. So, rockstar. Also, we just extended our gift certificates. So that's you could buy them, and it's basically you get 10% additional cost. So if you bought $3,000, you get $300. So that means you could buy $3,000 gift certificates this week. You get 300 more, so you get 3,300. Plus, you'd save $250 because you booked before Sunday. So now you're $550 ahead just for booking this week because of the Greek week and because of our gift certificate deal. So you're gonna save $550 by booking by Sunday for those two deals. So call the office to do that, and we can sign you up all on the phone. If you want to sign up online, you can do that. That's easy. We can always apply we will definitely apply the discount for you. But if you want the 10%, buy the gift certificates because that's the only way to get that discount. So call the office, buy the gift certificates, tell them you want to go to Greece, and we'll hook that up for you. Okay, what to pack? Okay, so I wore. Wow, the time's going fast. You should wear great walking shoes. Bring like your flip flops. People wore sandals. There's not always a lot of walking. There's not a lot of walking, but I would bring good shoes. Everything is relatively casual. I mean, you're going to be in Santorini like at some of the like very nice restaurants. You can wear whatever you want, but comfort from the heat is probably the best. So if you're a guy, I wore like Hawaiian shirts or like the short sleeve button down shirts with shorts. I wore shorts every single day, and then t-shirts, shorts. Ladies, I mean shorts, skirts, skirts, sundresses. Any of those things go. I mean, if you Google what to wear to Greece, you'll see all the outfits. Whatever. What I would say is like nobody knows you there, so wear whatever you want. It's all summery clothes. Make sure you leave room in your suitcase to bring stuff back. Everybody brings stuff back from Greece, whether it's some of our products. They'll tell you what stuff you can ship back, what stuff you can bring back in your suitcase, because some stuff won't get through agricultural detail, but they'll tell you that when you visit the places. You're going to need a different charger, so you get the international charger. I have one right here, actually. So this is the one we got on Amazon, a Pika, and it has not only let's see here. It has the EU, UK, and the US and Australia. So, but you can just select which one you want by this little thing right here, and the different plugs come out the back. And then it also has USB-C and then 4 USBs on the bottom. I'm sure there are all kinds of them online. So make sure you have one or at least one of these with you. You can get bottled water there. We'll drink bottled water, but if you bring a disposable water bottle, you can bring that and carry that around with you. Alyssa, sunscreen, yes, definitely sunscreen. Kay, Alyssa, what do you guys think? What would you bring on this trip? Your phone and camera, and bring a portable charger. That's another thing that I have here. So I have 2 different portable chargers. So I have, for our longer trips, like this one isn't so bad because you don't spend a lot of time on the bus, but for the trips that you're going on long bus tours with, they pretty much now have outlets, but this is a big power bank. And so this will charge like 4 or 5 phones, or your phone 4 or 5 times. It's a big giant thing. Lasts a long time. It's kind of heavy, but it's good for like long bus tours. Otherwise, I have these things here. They're both by Anchor. And this one is for an iPhone, but it's magnetic and it just connects to the back of your phone. I can't show you because mine's on the camera thing there, but it's magnetic and you just charge it like normal USB-C, put it on. It charges about 2.5 to 3 times of your phone very fast. I mean, like in half an hour, it's fully charged. So these are lifesavers and they're not very heavy. So this could also work for you too. This is by Anchor. You can find them on Amazon. I think they're about $40. Other than that, you guys, we take care of everything for you. There is no trip to Greece like this. People are saying I've asked you like, how'd you pick these places? So it's a great mix of like things you absolutely must see when you go to Greece and things that you're not going to find anywhere else. You probably won't visit Balos Beach on anybody else's tour. You definitely won't find the cooking classes anywhere else. You won't get to go to these private rooftops and have these dinners like this. You won't get to have Anna, which you'll see her in some videos on Friday. She is one of those people that just like is a life-changing person. I love working with her. She's so spectacular. Hearing her story about how she grew up and how she started this company and how she started tour guiding is amazing. She's been all over the world. We're so fortunate to have her. And then spending time and creating memories with friends is absolutely epic. And you're just going to constantly have these epic backdrops with you. I would go every single year if I could. It is that amazing. Santorini, you would think you've heard on the news it's busy or there's earthquakes or whatever. It's not that way. It can be busy, but see, we have an insider, so we know when to take you to Thera, when to go to Ia, how to get there, so that you're not there when it's just absolutely jammed full of people. We're also going pre-busy season, so you're going to be there at the right time. We've scoped out all the hotels and the resorts, so you're going to stay in amazing hotels. This is top of the line stuff that you just won't find anywhere else like in a tour like this. So think of like a private vacation just with 18 of your closest friends, new friends. Hi, Tom. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So again, if you want to go to Greece, check it out. We have lots of people that have been. Are there any questions from the chat? What did we not cover? So we'll take care of the flights. We will take care of all the transportation. Most of your meals are included. In fact, there are on the back page, there's like a summary. So this is the details. And it's also got the hotels that you're going to stay at here. So you can look at all the hotels. So you're staying at the Fresh Hotel in Athens. You're at the Kaiden Hotel in Anya. You're at the Olive Green Hotel in Heraklion. Those two are the same. The Fresh Hotel is a new one that we found that we like. So we're going to do that one. It's beautiful. And then we are staying at the Santa Maria Resort in Santorini. And that's new too. We've stayed at a couple different places in Santorini. All have been amazing. But this one looks absolutely spectacular. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's 12 days, 20 meals. And bring your credit card. We use cash a little bit, but don't bring. I wouldn't. You don't need any cash right away. So I would just wait until we get into Athens, and then Anna will take you and point out ATMs to get some cash out, because everybody takes a credit card now because it's such a touristy place. So they all take a credit card. Just make sure you have a credit card that has no foreign transaction fees. For your cell phone, if you're on Verizon, you have the unlimited plan. It's usually $10 a day to go overseas. You really don't have to even say anything; it'll just start. Um, and you're in the same country the entire time, so it should just be $10 every day. But check with your carrier. I'm not sure. I have Verizon, so that's what I know. I know that everybody else's phone worked over there, Sprint, AT&T, all that. But just check it out. You can probably Google it or use ChatGPT AI, and it'll tell you what you need to do. But well worth it. You want to use your cell phone. There's Wi-Fi everywhere too, but it's good to have your cell phone handy as you're working with the group and taking all the pictures and sending all the stuff. The deposit's $1,000. Don't worry about the December 1st due date. We extended that, so that's no problem. Again, this is the week to sign up because you're saving $525 by signing up this week, and then we will bill it out in about March. In April, we will have a pre-tour party for the people that are going. So we will all get together, typically at Greek Islands in Omaha. If you're flying from another city, we will do a Zoom conference call too, so that you can ask any more questions. Obviously, please call our office. We can all help you with all the questions specifically for Greece. And then when time comes, you'll meet your guide at the airport. If you're coming from Omaha, if you're coming from another place, we'll have texted you, we'll have called you. You will not feel like you don't have any information. You'll have the itinerary, you'll have everything. The guide's phone numbers, our office staff. You'll know exactly what's going on, how the first day works, where to meet your guide. And then that way you'll meet up with your guide, Jama, and then be on your way to Greece for 12 days. Susan Capron said, "Who's leading Greece?" It is Jama. It is Jama. Yep. And she's been on many, many tours with us. And so this is a fun opportunity for her to go do this. And you have Anna the whole time too. Anna, people always ask me too, like tipping wise, gratuities are not included in your price. So the Anna tip is tipped in euros. So you kind of plan for that over the 12 days. And then obviously Steph would be in US dollars. It's best. Yeah, Jamin is great. Okay, you definitely want to bring your valid. You have to have a valid passport to check those out. You can purchase TravelX insurance if you would like to do that. We can, tell you more about that if you want to get insurance on it. And then, there is walking on uneven terrain on this tour, so you're gonna want to make sure that you bring good walking shoes and that you kind of plan for it, right? I mean, in the springtime when it warms up outside, get out, walk around the block, start building up your steps again after we all hibernate during the wintertime. Um, and just again, it's not super strenuous, but just makes the rest of the tour easier because you're a little bit more in shape. Your legs are used to walking and on uneven terrain and stuff. So check that out. Okay, so everybody, that is Greece 2026. This is May 23rd through June 3rd. We would love to have you on this tour. Again, if you book before this Sunday, December 21st, you can take advantage of our $250 off. And then if you buy the gift certificates this week with our office, you'll get an additional 10% bonus on those. So you could potentially have $550 off of your tour to Greece if you want to do that. Gift certificate sale goes through the 23rd. We've extended it one more week. We had so many calls last week. It was crazy. So get your gift certificates. You get 10% bonus when you purchase those. You can apply them towards any tour you want. So you're basically like getting 10% off of whatever tour you're going to do in 2026. So take advantage of it. All right, everybody. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your time. If you have questions, give us a call. If you want to sign up, we'd love to hear from you. And we will catch you all later. Thanks, everybody.